Welcome to the garage. Today, we'll be exploring how to test a vehicle's fuel system. Testing is done for diagnostic reasons, like troubleshooting the engine or power issues. We'll cover the three-part process of how to test the fuel pressure, measure the fuel volume, and replace a fuel filter. Let's get started. There are several types of PPE needed while working on a vehicle's fuel system. I'll give them to you as you need them on this cart beside you. Let's start by putting on our PPE. These are your safety goggles. They protect your eyes from dust and debris. If you normally wear glasses, you can ask your supervisor about how to get prescription safety goggles. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up the safety goggles. Then, bring them towards your head to put them on. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up the safety goggles. Then, bring them towards your head to put them on. There you go. Now your eyes are protected. It's a good idea to wear chemical gloves when you're working. These gloves protect your hands from chemicals. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up and put on the gloves. Great. There you go. Great. Now put it on your other hand. Well done. Now your hands are protected. Okay, now that we've got our PPE on, we need to identify the location of some emergency equipment. Gasoline is extremely flammable, and you need to be ready to act in case of emergency. You must know the location of the fire extinguisher, fire blanket, and eye wash station. Take a look around the room and identify the fire extinguisher. Use your controller and press the trigger to point to the fire extinguisher. Take a look around the room and Great! The fire blanket is usually kept by the fire extinguisher. Use your controller to point to the fire blanket. Let's find the last item. See if you can spot the eye wash station. Sometimes the eye wash station could include a shower head, but the one you're looking for doesn't. To make it easier to find in the garage, I've highlighted it. Use your controller to point to the eye wash station. Nicely done. We're now ready to complete 3 tests to assess the fuel system. Let's get started. We're going to test the fuel pump. A fuel pump moves gasoline from the vehicle's fuel tank to the engine and maintains pressure in the fuel system. We need to disable the fuel system by removing power from the fuel pump. I've placed it in park and turned off the engine. Let's take a look under the hood. Use the trigger button on your controller to open the hood. The manufacturer's manual indicates the fuse box is here. We need to take off the fuse box cover to find out where the relay and fuel pressure fuse are located. Use your controller to touch the right tab on the fuse box to remove the cover. Underneath the fuse box is a diagram called the fuse chart. Each fuse and relay has a number that corresponds to its location in the fuse box. Be sure to refer to the manufacturer manual for additional information. You'll need to remove 1 fuel pressure fuse and 1 relay. The fuse that needs to be removed is here. It's labeled F24. The relay called T30 is here. Let's remove the relay and fuel fuse from the fuse box one at a time. Use the grip button on your controller to remove the relay. Great! Place the relay on the cart to your left. Great! Place the relay on the cart to your left. I've set a fuse puller on the cart for you to remove the fuse. Use the grip button on your controller to pick up the fuse puller. Use the trigger on your controller to remove the fuel pump fuse and place... That's it! Now place the fuse on the cart to your left. Place the fuse on the cart to your left. Okay, great. Nice. Now that the fuse and relay are removed, the power is cut to the fuel pump and no additional pressure can be built in the system. But there's still some remaining pressure. We can remove it by turning on the engine. Remember, the engine will not run without the fuel pump maintaining fuel pressure in the fuel system. When the car is started, the residual pressure will flow through the injectors until the pressure is gone. We can verify there's no more pressure because the car will start, then die. We'll start the engine twice. I'll do it for you the first time.
Touch the red button on the cart.
Next, we need to access the Schrader valve to install the fuel pressure gauge. To do this, the cap on the Schrader valve needs to be unscrewed. Twist once to loosen the cap. Twist once to loosen the cap. Twist once to loosen the cap. That's it. Now use the grip on your controller to place the cap on the cart. Great job! On your cart is a tool called a pressure gauge. We need this to measure the pressure inside of the fuel system. Let's attach the gauge by screwing it onto the Schrader valve. Use the grip on your controller to pick up the pressure gauge. Then twist once to attach the gauge to the valve. Make sure to tighten it all the way to prevent any leaks or pressure escaping. Use the grip on your controller to pick up the pressure gauge and screw it onto the Schrader valve. Use the grip on your controller to pick up the pressure gauge and screw it onto the Schrader valve. Use the grip on your controller to pick up the pressure gauge and screw it onto the Schrader valve.